Alright, and today I am bringing you the do's and don'ts of customization. A lot of you guys have asked me for tips on customizing dolls because I do it quite often, and this also revolves around like fixing up dolls, not just like, you know, the eye swapping or whatever, but also just fixing them up and restoring them. So let's get right into it. So do use tacky glue to glue on wigs. This is very easily and readily available at craft stores. Even the dollar store I think has name brand tacky glue. This is just like the best because you can get it off if you need to, but it's also very secure and it dries quickly once you have the wig on. Also, do use a lot of glue to put the wig on because you will need it. Like, you need to really saturate the entire head of where the wig will touch because otherwise it's going to lift up in any areas that you didn't touch. So be very, very thorough when you're gluing the wig on because if one day you go up to put it in a ponytail, the wig might just pop off if you don't glue it on securely enough. So make sure you use a lot of glue. Don't use Gorilla Glue to glue on wigs or any like permanent glue for that matter. It will rip them if you ever want to remove them again. It will take the wig cap and just kind of like pull it up, and then you'll be stuck with like a very thin lining of hair, and the wig will just not be very usable. So don't use Gorilla Glue, use tacky glue or something similar to tacky glue. Do wet your doll's hair before using heat on it. I get so much hate for putting water on my doll's hair before I use a straightening iron on it. But the thing is, yes, if you do that to your own hair because it's natural and real hair, that will harm it and probably burn it. However, the doll's hair is synthetic hair and it's made out of plastic. If you put direct heat on plastic, it's gonna melt. So you need to have some kind of barrier there, aka water, and that's what prevents the hair from melting. If you try doing it without water on your doll's hair, it will melt. So I know a lot of comments on all of my customization videos are like, never ever put water on your doll's hair and straighten it. You need to put water on it or else it's gonna burn off. But I do understand the confusion. So yeah, just make sure you wet your doll's hair before putting any heat on it because it will melt if you do not. If you're gonna put heat on your doll's hair, use the lowest setting you have. I know that not all straightening or curling irons or blow dryers or whatever have the same settings, so just use the lowest you can. And if you know that if your straightening iron or curling iron runs hotter than normal, just use more water or go quicker over the hair and just do it several times, because if you use like a super hot setting, even with the water there, it can melt it easily. So just be very careful. Like, I know my straightening iron, like, it can go to 1, which is obviously not 1 degree because that's cold, but I know that it's the lowest setting and that normally works for me. So just test things out. Use a strip of hair maybe in the back of her head, like from back here, that you won't really see if you mess it up. But yeah, I definitely recommend testing it out on if it's your first time straightening a doll's hair using that specific curling iron or straightening iron. Don't use straight acrylic paint on your doll's face if you're doing like blush or something light. Straight acrylic paint will show up very, very sharply, and if you're doing little circles for blush, you'll see all of the little lines of the rotations that you made. So make sure to dilute it with something like glazing medium. Even water can work, but you really have to make sure you blend it out because it might look fine when you're doing it in low lighting, but when you put your doll under like a light, you can really see all of the motions, the circular motions that you did while you were putting the blush on. For lips, even if you don't want something super, super vibrant, make sure to dilute it because if you put direct acrylic paint on, it's gonna be bright and that doesn't look natural most of the time. So definitely try diluting it with some kind of solution. Another do or kind of life hack type of thing is if you're restuffing your doll after taking all of the stuffing out because you needed to tighten the limbs, use like a chopstick or some kind of spoon utensil, I don't know, to push the stuffing back down because it can be hard to get it into like the lower body area if you're like, you can't fit your entire hand inside of like the neck part. So I recommend using some kind of device to push the stuffing down to make it like it was brand new, because sometimes if you're restuffing a doll, it turns out like softer when they were firmer before. So that's what I recommend doing. So yeah, those were the do's and don'ts of customization and fixing up dolls. If you guys have any questions about this subject, make sure to leave them below and I'll do my best to answer them. But yeah, so that's me just sharing a little bit of my knowledge about it. I know I'm not the best customizer out there, by far I'm not, but these are just things that I've learned over time. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below to become part of the Fad Fam, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!